Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about spreadsheet programs. The previous class we discussed productivity softwares. In productivity software, commercial software and freeware and public domain softwares, open source software, and also discussing word processing programs. In word processing, the several different discussing interfaces like menu bar, toolbars, rulers, scroll bars, status bars, etc. And also formatting text, character formatting, font, type styles, etc. Now we discuss spreadsheets interface. Like a word processor, spreadsheets provide a document area which is where you view the document. In a spreadsheets program, you work in a document called worksheet, and you can collect related worksheets in a workbook called notebook in some programs. Worksheets can be named, and a workbook can contain as many individual worksheets as your system's resource will allow. In a spreadsheet program, you work in a document called worksheet or also called sheet, and you can collect related worksheets in a workbook called notebook in some programs. A typical spreadsheet interface provides a menu bar, toolbars, scroll bars, and status bar. Spreadsheet programs also display a special formula bar where you can create or edit data and formulas in the worksheet. An empty worksheet looks like a grid of rows and columns. The insertion of any column and row is called a cell. You interact with a spreadsheet primarily by entering data into individual cells. A typical worksheet contains thousands of individual cells. In spreadsheet, we insert graphs also, and calculation is automated. What are the interfaces in spreadsheet programs? Entering data in a worksheet is simple. Using the mouse or arrow keys, you select a cell to make it active. The active cell is indicated by a cell pointer, a rectangle that makes the active cells borders look bold. To navigate the worksheet you need to understand its system of cell address. All spreadsheets use row and column identifiers as the basis for their cell and address. That is called cell address. If you are working with cell where column B intersects with row 3, for example, then cell B3 is active cell. When you have selected a cell, you simply type the data into it. When a cell is active, you also can type its data into the formula bar. The formula bar is handy because it displays much more data than the cell can. If a cell already contains data, you can edit it in the formula bar. A worksheet's cells can hold several types of data, but the four most commonly used kinds of data. Next, labels. Labels worksheets can contain text called labels, names for data values, as well as numbers and other types of data. In spreadsheets, text is usually used to identify a value or series of values, as in a row or column heading, or to describe the contents of a specific cell, such as total. Labels help you make sense of worksheets contents. Next, interfaces values. In a spreadsheet, a value is any number of you enter or that results from a computation. You might enter a series of values in a column so that you can total them, or you might enter several different numbers that are part of and elaborate calculations. Spreadsheets can work with whole numbers, decimals, negative numbers, currency, and other types of values, including scientific notations. Next, dates. Dates are a necessary part of most worksheets, and spreadsheet programs can work with date information in many ways. A date may be added to a worksheet simply to indicate when it was created. Spreadsheets also can use dates in performing calculations, as when calculating late payments on a loan. If the spreadsheet knows the payment's due date, it can calculate late fees based on that date. Formulas. The power of the spreadsheet lies in formulas which calculate numbers based on values or formulas in other cells. You can create many kinds of formulas to do basic arithmetic operations, calculations, or trigonometer operations, and so on. Suppose, for example, that the manager of a real estate office wants to calculate the commission paid to agents over a specific period. Show a simple formula that takes the total sales for each agent and calculates the commission for that total. If any part of the formula, either the sales total or the commission percentage changes, the formula can automatically recalculate the resulting commission. Cells also can hold graphics, audio files, and video or any animation files. To the spreadsheet program, each type of data has a particular use and is handled in a unique manner. Next, we discuss about presentation programs. If you have ever attended a seminar or lecture that include slides or overhead transparencies that were projected on a wall screen or displayed on a computer screen or video monitor, then you probably have seen the product of a modern presentation program. Presentation programs enable the user to create and edit colorful, compelling presentations that can be displayed in various ways and used to support any type of discussion. Presentation programs allow the user to design slides, single screen images that contain a combination of text, numbers, and graphics such as characters, charts, clipboard, pictures, etc., often on a colorful background. A series of slides displayed in a specific order to an audience is called a presentation. The person showing the slides speaks to the audience while the slides are being displayed. The slides themselves show unique, specific pieces of information. The presenter fills in the details with his or her speech. Slides can be simple depending on your needs. You can turn a basic slide show into a multimedia event using the built-in features of many presentation programs. This is a spreadsheet interface example. The commission calculation, the previous slide we discussing, here showing the Excel sheet. Presentation programs. The presentation programs interface. The typical presentation program displays a slide in a large document window and provides tools for designing and editing slides. Presentation programs provide many of the features found in word processor for working with text, spreadsheets, for creating charts and graphics programs, for creating and editing simple graphics. You can add elements to the slide simply by typing, making menu or toolbar choices and dragging. As you work on the slide, you see exactly how it will look when it is shown to an audience. A popular Microsoft PowerPoint presentation program. Note that the status bar says that the presentation contains 5 slides. A presentation can contain a single slide or hundreds. Presentation programs let a slide that you save a group of slides in one file so that you can open the related slides and work with them together. A slide layout that contains a chart. For example, you enter charts data in separate window called datasheet. The program uses the data to create chart, to insert clip at to insert clip art or another type of graphic in a slide. You can select an image from your software's collection of graphics or import an image file such as scanned photograph or clip art. Built-in paint tools also enable you to draw simple graphics and add them to your slides. These tools are handy if you want to add a callouts the specific elements of a slide. Presenting slideshows is seen in a figure. You can present slides directly from your computer's disk along with any audio or video files that you embed in your slides. Your audience can view slides in several ways. On the PC screens, on a large format monitor, on a television screen, from a data projector. Creating a presentation, we are using templates and build the slides. Templates are already created. Slides are available in templates. The background, the graphics are available. These are the predefined slides are available in templates. And also we create own slides that are the build the slides. We pick a layout and enter the text and graphs, clip arts, images, etc. In built-in slides, continue adding slides in order. Applies slide transitions if desired. Presenting slides shows you can present slides directly from your computer's disk along with any audio or video files that you embed in your slides. Your audience can view slides in several ways. On the PC screen, if you are presenting slides on a few people, the PC's monitor might be adequate for an informal slideshow. Of course, the larger monitor, the better your audience can see slides. On large format monitor, large format CRT and plasma monitors can display your slides at the proper resolution and large enough for a sizable audience to view comfortably. These devices are expensive and more difficult to transport than a standard monitor, but they may be the best solution for some presentation settings. on television screen using a PC to a TV converter. You can connect your computer to a standard television and view the PC's video output on the television monitor. This solution may sound convenient, but compatibility issues must be considered. Not all convenient work with all televisions, and televisions do not display images at the same resolution as a PC monitor. Image quality may suffer when a PC to TV converter is used. From a data projector, portable high resolution data projectors are expensive, but they can display slides to a large audience. These projectors plug into one of the PC's ports and receive the system's video output. Regardless of the method you use to project your slides, navigating a slideshow is simple process. You can move from one slide to the next by clicking the mouse button or pressing enter. Or you can automate the presentation by setting a display time for each slide. Presentation programs make it easy to take slides out of sequence or rearrange slides during a presentation. You can even use the program's drawing tools to draw on a slide while it is being displayed. Next, we discuss personal information managers. It's harder than ever to keep track of people. You probably know several people who have a home phone number or a cell phone number or one or two email addresses and instant messenger addresses and a fax machine number, all in addition to their email address. The term snail mail refers to US Postal Service. To make matters more difficult, some people also have a web page, a special number of for voicemail messages, a pager, and even a second mailing addresses. It is very common for business persons to have multiple contact points. Of course, these many means of contacting people are supposed to make it easier to reach them, but keeping track of all those names, numbers, and addresses called contact information. The explosion of contact information has given rise to a special type of software called Personal Information Manager or PIM. A personal information manager is designed to keep track of many different kinds of contact information for many different people. Personal information manager are sometimes referred to as contact managers or contact manager software. One of the most popular PIMS is Microsoft Outlook. Now, Microsoft Outlook is popular for contact management software. PIMS make contact manager easy because they provide special placeholders for all kinds of contact information. Everything from phone numbers and email addresses to web pages and regular mail addresses. To manage contact information for a person, you add him or her to your contact list. Most PIMS store and arrange contact by first name or last name according to your preference. Then you simply type all the contact points into a appropriate boxes in that person's contact sheet. Like many other PIM, Outlook stores much more than just contact information. You also can use a PIM to manage your schedule, create reminders, and set up to-do lists. Outlook is also a powerful email program that you can use to send messages to anyone in your contact list. See in figure. Contact lists are often called address books in email programs and PIM. Many professionals, especially salespeople, use a PIM as their primary software tool. This is because they can manage their calendar and associate specific events with specific contacts. For example, if you schedule a meeting, you can place it in your PIMS calendar, note the time, place, and purpose of the meeting, and create a list of attendees from your contact list. This capability not only lets you manage your schedule down to the last detail, but gives a permanent record of your activities. This is a personal information managers Next, we discuss once again the summary of productivity software. Sorry. Commercial software is any program you must purchase. Commercial software is sold in the form of standard alone programs, software suites, and shareware. Some software does not have to be purchased, such as freeware, public domain software, and open source software. Word processing programs are used to create and format text based documents such as letters and reports. Word processor feature on screen tools found in most kinds of productivity applications. These tools include a menu bar, toolbars, rulers, scroll bars, and a status bars. Most of a word processor tools are used for formatting documents. You can format characters, paragraphs, and entire documents using these tools. Spreadsheet programs are used to create numerically based documents such as budgets. Spreadsheets work with four basic kinds of data: tables, numbers, dates, and formulas. A spreadsheet can perform complex calculations on the numbers in its cells. Presentation program let you create presentations which are collections of single screen images called slides. A presentation may also be called a slideshow. Presentation programs include tools found in word processors, spreadsheets, and graphic programs. So you can combine all manner of text and images on your slides. You can present slides directly from your computer's disk. Personal Information Managers (PIMs) are special programs designed to manage contact information, schedules, and other personal or business information. Many PIMs also are email programs, making it easy to send email messages to anyone in the program's address book. These are the summary of productivity of software. The review questions are: discussed later. Sorry. Thank you for watching this video.